Well, Gavin, Manders, obviously just recently back from Miami, where pickleball, you actually took part in a tournament,
Yep.
as well as it was a tennis conference and the Miami Open as well.
Yeah.
But take us through where we are situated as far as pickleball, and you just had your first pickleball academy camp.
Yep. Yeah, so I mean, the event in Miami, the APP Miami Open, 1,200 players over a 5-day period, so it was just a phenomenal event to be a part of. Me and Benjamin Jones played together. Obviously, we're looking at being a part of like the formation of the national teams within pickleball. My role there as director is more to see the level and bring back all of that knowledge in the different age divisions, and just pretty much show the different styles of play and the different ways that things can be done within the sport, and also see how we could bring that type of event to Bermuda to boost tourism, and really to meet and network with a lot of people that are doing similar things to myself, that are understanding how to use tennis and pickleball together for development of the children and development of adults as a whole. Yeah, MTM has added on the pickleball academy that we have started now. So our academy is tennis and pickleball, and then we have our elite, tennis academy that's still running as well. But it's just really just figuring out, that's why we went to the Miami Open, we went to the racket conference, really just bringing about the knowledge of each sport and how it can work together for the betterment of the community, the betterment for the next generation. And that's kind of, where I am within it. It just requires a lot of shifting and moving to do so.
Now, obviously, with the pickleball being something new to Bermuda, the association is now recognized by the Department of Youth and Sport, or the Department of Sport. So you're heading in the right direction. You guys are a charity and all that. Where do you see pickleball compared to tennis in maybe 5 years?
Well, I mean, tennis is a global sport. It's the bully. I mean, with the size, the amount of money that goes into their events, and kind of where they are within, their lifespan, I should say. But pickleball is going to have a lot more opportunity coming to them as well, from the developmental pathways, educational pathways, career pathways. So in 5 years, I would say at least 400 university scholarships in the U.S. Pickleball will be in the schools across the board, definitely here and in other countries. When I went to the event, all the best players' average age was around 23. So it's really something that is moving to a younger demographic, because there's so much pathways within there. Similar to tennis, where you can go and coach, you can make a living, you can go and play, you can travel, you can get funds from sponsors, you can create developmental programs for children, we can get them more active, we can get seniors active. So I think we're just scratching the surface. The Department of Youth and Sport are on board with a lot of the initiatives that the PAB are doing. I'm obviously involved with them as well. And we're just continuing to come up with creative ways to make a positive impact, for the future. I mean, so I would say within 5 years, at least 5,000 to 6,000 people have played in Bermuda, and we have 2 to 3 players playing overseas in universities. Actually, I would say maybe 10 by then. That's kind of something that would seem realistic for me, and what I see for it. And honestly, by then, I think there will be a lot more use of pickleball areas for the red ball junior development. Kayla Cross does a great job at cross court tennis. She uses her pickleball courts to do red ball tennis events. So I think there will be a lot more, for better words, harmony within the developmental plans and the people that are doing that. How it works at the higher levels and within government and governing bodies, I don't know how that continues to play out, and territory within private clubs and all of that. But from my perspective and development and helping individuals get out and be active, physically and mentally, I think we're going to really see a more cohesive effort going on.
Where do you presently stand with tennis? You were heavily involved as a player. You've coached most of our top junior players. Where are you situated with tennis now?
Well, I mean, I coach 7 days a week. I mean, we have a class right now that's doing tennis within there. There's a mixture today because it's raining, so we couldn't do outdoor and indoor. So today isn't a good example. There's a tennis and pickleball going at the same time. But within tennis, nothing has really changed for me other than, I'm not involved within the process of Davis Cup right now because I retired last year. I know they're in the process of choosing a coach. I've put my name forward. I've put my resume forward. It has to go through the process with them. Obviously, this has been a progression for me within my career, so that's something that I'm hoping to be a part of as, I've been a part of the development of most of the players, specifically, Daniel and Trey, and I've been teaching Daniel since he was 6 years old. He's obviously went overseas and done a lot of great things since. Tariq's heavily involved with MTM. So for me, just sticking on, with our MTM Academy, we have most of the, a lot of the elite players are training with me 5-6 days a week. So the answer to that is nothing's really changed outside of my involvement with Davis Cup, and we'll see over the next week or so what they choose within that and where they go. But, for me, just staying on the path and doing what I do, then everything else will work itself out.
When you talk about pickleball and you see the growth, you now get yourself back on the court. You're involved. You said you was with Benjamin Jones in Miami. When can we see like not a major, but a tournament of pickleball here on Island? First of all, just for the local participants, and then we grow it from there.
Yeah, so I mean, the BDA Blue Championships they had at Bermuda Gate was quite a big event. Me and Finnegan won that one. There's a Kim Burns event coming up, which will be at Bermuda Gate in memory of her. That it's a Bermuda collaboration with the PAB that they're putting that event on. I think we also, which I didn't mention earlier, have just done the formation of national teams for Bermuda Pickleball, which is an all age group. So that's under 30, 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s. And we're looking at right now having our first regional competition in the first quarter of 2025. We've made connections with the Cayman Islands, so they're on board. And we'll build that from there. But right now it's the creation of national teams, getting some of these events, getting them out to these APP events. And for me, I mean, I'm competing, but obviously not putting the same amount of time and energy I put towards Davis Cup because, that part is done for me, but keeps me active. It's a part of my job to understand all the development of all the players, keeps me active so that I can continue on the path that I'm doing, which is on court 7 days a week with my tennis academy and Tariq. And also have Scott Rebin training with us, James Finnegan, Evan Halliger. So yeah, man, I mean, it's really just, look, at the end of the day, sports is about like finding something that people enjoy and bringing like some physical positive impact to their life through physical and the mental release that it brings. And pickleball for me right now, after 20 years of just a lot of training, my body can't do a lot of the serves. I tore my pec, so it just gives me an opportunity to release and be out and do something active. Because I've put so much time into my life as an athlete, I'm able to be successful in it. So that's a plus, but it's just an add-on for me with where I am in my life, and it's just all about just staying active, man, and doing positive things, and I enjoy it. So that's where I am within there.
I think it was last week. Yeah, last week the BLTA had a junior tournament, a youth tournament. Could have seen more people involved. What do you attribute to, I guess, the numbers now at the youth level in tennis?
Well, it's interesting. So we've traditionally had problems with numbers within the sanctioned events within a lot of those divisions. We need to have them for national ranking, so it's very good that the tournament committee that's under the BLTA, which is some parents that have got involved, are putting those events on. From a developmental standpoint, we actually have more numbers than we've had for a while, but you wouldn't see them in those tournaments because those aren't really development based. So you got Kayla, who has the Red Bull tournaments. Obviously, when we had a lot of our events, we had a multitude of different tournaments that created different divisions and different people to play in, which we are going to start back up now that we, are settled into the tennis stadium and understand how it works. But I think from the numbers perspective, not everyone wants to go and play against national players that have been playing 5 or 6 days a week. And creating a development plan within that, how we can still have those other events, is how you would see the numbers in that specific type of a tournament. But for me personally, We'll be having the Craig Bean Memorial later this year in September, which will have back the Green Bowl, the Orange Bowl, the Adult Open Division. So we start to create that creativity. But they did a good job, but numbers will always struggle when we don't have developmental understanding and pathways within it.
Yeah. Now, let's talk a little bit about you yourself, because you've helped to create this what I would call atmosphere around tennis, and got people who were not even involved in tennis playing when you was up at South P. How do you continue that at the WER Joe Tennis Stadium, and how do you get that vibe, that feeling? Because it really generated a lot of people into events that they would normally not even entertain.
Yeah, I mean, I think you touched on it. At the end of the day, it's creating an environment. Obviously, we're at a government facility, so we're a vendor there. We rent court, so to create the exact environment we want, it's more about us continuing to build the relationship that we have with the staff there, with the Department of Youth and Sports, show them the visions that we have, hopefully get them on board with some of the stuff that we've looked to do before. Now that we understand how it all works, we'll start to have those events more at the stadium and start to create that type of environment where we got the music playing. We have the creativity within the divisions to get the different numbers out. But at the end of the day, it's about communication, collaboration, and we're now at a site where we have to figure out our new place within it. We're working very well with LIT, which is Lambert Island Tennis. So the stadium is filled, with tennis and pickleball now. So it's how do we then now join the forces, take away the fighting or whatever is happening with the differences of opinion. I understand both sides, but if we can come together and get creativity within both, now we're talking about environments that's going to exponentially grow even beyond what we did at Fairmont. And I mean, the sky is the limit. If we can get the Department of Youth on board more, it's not that they're not on board. I think, being a tenant at the facility, we just are limited with what we can do, because it's also a public facility that needs to be taken into account. But if events that are catering to more of the public, then we should be able to work a little bit more cohesively outside of a business model to collaborate on that, because we didn't make a lot of money off those tournaments that we had throughout that run. So, we've been talking with them with how we can subsidize it a bit to make sense of it, because if not, renting that amount of space to have a community impact while not making any funds, I think we could work within that to find a happy median, and we are on a good path within it. So it's coming, and I think we now understand how it all works, and we need to navigate it. And at the end of the day, look, this is what we do. We always said it every time we come on air. It's not me, it's the MTM family, it's the environment, it's bringing those type of people together, and I think we're on the right path. It's just now we have new players on the board, and we just need to figure out how to navigate it.
There was a lot of back and forth online, all over the place about, space at the WER Joe Tennis Stadium, pickleball getting, piece of the pie and so forth. Give me your perspective on it, if you care to.
Impact to scale, a lot of positivity that's brought about negativity. Any amount of energy that's brought to a place is going to have both sides. For me, I sit right in the middle of it, in that, look, whatever we can do to get more people active, I don't care what sport it is, tennis, pickleball, football, cricket, running, track, anything, jump roping, is important and should take precedent over personal emotions and feelings. The most successful facilities around the world, public facilities, are multi-use facilities. So I stand right in the middle of everyone's opinion matters, everyone's feelings matters, but where I am is how do we make the biggest impact? How do we work together to get both sides what they want? And I think filling the facility to capacity will bring us to a stage where we can go to government and ask for, look, let's expand this so that there's space for both. And my focus is on the solutions, not on the problems. So I mean, for me, staying true to myself, I'm here developing tennis and pickleball. Nothing's changing. Anyone wants to find me, I mean, we're in a school today. We had to do it because we've been trying to get a meeting for like 2 weeks, but schedules couldn't match, and this is what I'm doing. You know, you can find me at the tennis stadium teaching the tennis. You can find me at the tennis stadium teaching pickleball. Wherever brings a positive impact, that's where I am, including we're looking to partner with a lot of the community clubs and bring this type of developmental structure to them as well. So the stadium's got more people in it. That's all that matters to me.
Well, I heard you say earlier the LTA is looking to will be processing a new coach for the Davis Cup team. You put your name forward. What is your ambitions for? What would be your ambitions as a national coach, having been with most of the guys that are on this team?
Yeah, I mean, our ambitions is to continue on the path that has been if I was chosen. Obviously, they have a selection process to go through. I believe personally that I'm the right man for the job, but at the end of the day, that's not how everything works, and I'm okay with whatever happens within their process. But I think for us is continuing to develop the players, staying in Group 3 with a mindset of can we get in the top areas of Group 3 to play for promotion, but not going down to Group 4, developing these next guys where I'm not there to assist them on court, but hopefully I could be there from a coaching perspective. If I'm not, you know, whoever they bring on instead will have to take on this type of stuff and create a new, you know, way of getting to these type of players, and hopefully it's someone that has already relationships and continuity within it, but I have no power over that. I can only do what I do, and the BLTA will make that decision, Ricky and their staff. So I'm just here, and I'm 100% in if they would allow it, and if not, you know, I'm just going to continue doing what I'm doing, which is teaching and bringing up the next generation and getting ready for whatever's next on my plate.
All right, well, we look forward to talking to you soon, hopefully as the national coach for the Davis Cup team. If not, see you on the pickleball and tennis court.
Yeah, appreciate it, my man.
Cool.
Appreciate it.